Sitting with me today is Barry Phillips. He's a man with over 30 years of experience in the entertainment industry. He's a lab instructor at Full Sail teaching show lighting and engineering. He's also a lighting designer at Universal Studios Orlando. Barry, I'd like to say thank you first off for coming here and doing this interview at the very last minute.
My pleasure.
So my first question, what do you see as the role of the visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession?
Well, obviously, we are a visually oriented society. The 24-hour news channels or, things on YouTube. I mean, something happens and 5 minutes later it's on YouTube. That's the society that we live in today.
My next question is, with new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on the industry, and could you provide an example?
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, because it doesn't leave anything to the imagination. I was looking at an article, it was from the 1930s. Somebody who listened to a regular radio broadcast up in the mountains of Tennessee had taken time to draw pictures of the performers that he was hearing on the radio. And it was interesting to see how different some of these performers looked based on his imagination, but also how accurately he was able to describe those people in his drawings. I think that's something that we've lost. We don't have that imagination anymore.
Barry, what popular images do you see that are frequently rechanneled throughout the entertainment industry?
I think what we see most often, at least in our area of the entertainment industry, is iconic photographs, album covers, things that everybody has seen. There's not anybody that hasn't seen the Beatles' Abbey Road album cover and all of the parodies that have been done. Some of the iconic photographs that came out of Woodstock. Those are the type of things from our industry that keep getting, used over and over and over again.
Well, you've pretty much answered this next question, but I feel obligated to ask, are there any popular images that your industry has created?
Again, the logos, that iconic artwork, some of the pictures that you see all the time, the Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, some of those photos that are seen constantly, that's come out of our entertainment industry.
Barry, do you have a favorite artist or favorite style?
I think people who appreciate fine art would probably scream at some of the things that I like to see. I like things that are very, very colorful, and so I enjoy seeing the work of people who are not necessarily thought of, in art circles as great artists, but I enjoy the work of people like Leroy Neiman, Alexander Calder, Robert Weiland, and people that use lots of color, lots of bold colors. I think that's maybe why I'm drawn to things like Southwestern art, Southwestern Indian art, because they do so much with different colors.
Has your knowledge of those artists influenced your creative process?
I don't know if it's necessarily has been influenced directly by them, but certainly that type of art, the bright colors, bold visuals, tend to kind of wake your brain up, give you little ideas. I mean, I can be inspired by, a trip up north in the fall to see the fall colors. The kind of things that sort of, the things that wake up your brain, that sort of stimulate you. And that's where I get, my inspiration for different things.
Well, that's all the questions I have. So once again, Barry, thank you very much.
My pleasure.